So nice to see a few of you left. I hopefully had some good meetings and it's been a great conference. You know, we're all here right now because we are passionate about aging and innovation, but I want to challenge us today to also be passionate about where the money is going, that is investing in these great innovations that we're seeing and transforming how we can deliver care and services. So today we're going to talk about following the money and what's really fueling the next wave of this age tech that we're seeing here at SLIF. And we're really looking at this demographic revolution right now, and that's what's bringing us here today. I mean, we are at, we know that by 2034, and everybody states this statistic, so I'll leave statistics to very few and far between in this conference talk, but we know that adults 65 and older will outnumber children under 18. That's a huge consideration that we have to make when we're innovating and when we're looking at technology. We know that Japan and Korea, they are just out-aging their resources already, and we know we're facing that now. The systems are outdated. The systems are thinking in the past. Healthcare, housing, or services are really antiquated, and we're in the midst of this demographic shift. And we're the first time to hit this generation and to be living this long, and we're the least prepared for it. So the longevity economy, it's massive, we know this. $9 trillion in this market, yet less than 2% of venture capital is coming into this space. And so we know there's potential, but without this, infusion of capital, we're looking at, really, if aging were a startup, it would be the biggest unicorn and still underfunded. We're underfunding all of these solutions that we're seeing today. We're not bringing them to market at the scale that we need to. We're really not looking at investing at the speed and the scale that we need to. So where is this smart money going? Really, where are we looking at this AI revolution? It's AI-powered aging. We've been hearing it all day, all week, really any conversation. These two little letters kind of haunt us. It's AI-powered, but it's looking at early detection, passive sensing, virtual assistants. But now we can finally look at predictive and personalized and proactive care. And no longer are we looking at that decline management, but really potential maximization. It's so when Michael asked me to speak today, he really wanted to talk about what are the categories that we're seeing that money is going into. What are we looking at to put money into to change how we experience aging and provide services and care and evolve how we're supporting in senior living. So we are looking at caregiving and support tools in a way that has never been looked at before. So we know that we have a caregiver crisis. How are we supporting care coordination, automating tasks, augmenting tasks, bringing care to the workforce that hasn't been there before, supporting caregivers in their journey when they're family caregivers and they have to take time out from work. How are we creating compensatory and compensation models to be able to support their finances because they're worried about their finances as they're looking at caring for their elders? Or how are we bringing people into the workforce and retaining them and enhancing their caregiver knowledge and upskilling individuals so they can provide supportive and professional care, and automating tasks or augmenting tasks, not just AI for AI's sake, but how are we truly taking AI and allowing for predictive business intelligence and clinical intelligence? And fintech for older adults. We're adding decades to our lifespan. How are we preparing for our wealth span? How are we looking at affording senior housing, senior living, and senior services? How are we looking at fraud and abuse and financial security and safety of individuals? We know that AI can actually take financial movement and actually understand there's a risk here, an alert of a risk, and actually prevent some of these scams, and looking at reverse mortgages differently, and looking at financial planning, estate planning, and just preparation for finance. Smart home and IT, really ambient sensing in the environments, voice-first technology, looking at IoT in a different way, and having that smart home be intuitive to us and help support what we want to do to live independently, safely, and allowing for peace of mind as we're looking at these technologies. Artificial intelligence and robotics are not only helping to give us feedback in real time, but also to understand population norms and personalization so that we can predict what should happen next. And robotics can automate tasks and support us within the work environment. We just heard about food and the passion of food, but how can we help with using robotics to deploy robotic delivery so that we're saving upwards of 6 miles per shift for our staff to keep people who may be aging as they're working or may have various abilities working longer without the burden of carrying heavy tables and trays while they're bussing their tables, and looking at robotics to augment and support the workforce. It's actual tangible technologies, not just names on a cloud. And we're looking at deploying that in senior living to support our workforce and the care that we deliver. Yesterday, when we were asked what we're scared of as we age, I think a lot of people were afraid to raise their hand, but they're talking about dementia and mental health decline and memory decline, cognitive decline, and we're seeing investment in solutions that are early detection of cognitive decline, cognitive and memory aids, virtual reality for immersive experiences, and brain health and brain apps, and being able to look at brain health and cognition. And we're seeing money infused in each of these categories because of the impact it can have on each person as we age and the system that we're building to support people as they age. Digital health and remote monitoring. When we look at digital health, we can actually extend access for care and delivery into a home environment, wherever that might be, including our senior living communities. Bring in clinical expertise that we don't have in the environment through remote patient monitoring, through vitals monitoring with wearables, and looking at technology in a different way to enhance the care that we can deliver within our senior living environment and beyond the walls. And this is where we're seeing money infused to look at digital health not just as a revenue generator, but as a care extender, and to support people as they age wherever they choose to age. And I'm really also passionate about inclusive and accessible design. I'm on the advisory board for the Consumer Technology Association. If anyone has been to CES, Consumer Electronic Showcase is the largest consumer electronic conference in the world. It's in, I see a few faces that I've seen there, so I know some of you know about it, but it's huge, it's fun. It's an electronic showcase in Vegas in January. 100,000 people at this conference. And they are coming to see the newest, best, brightest technologies. And I've been going for 20 years. And 20 years ago, there was prop tech and fintech and digital health, and there's smart home and vehicle automation and home automation, autonomous vehicles, and all separate pavilions. And they still have that. But we have the largest pavilion at CES now for AgeTech. And it's speaking to the fact that if we are looking at our built environment and we're looking at our service delivery and health tech and all of the wearables and hearables and other components within CES, it all impacts how we age if we're building inclusive and accessible design. If we're looking at design now from more intuitive design of our spaces and of our products, helping people access technologies when they may not be tech savvy, or helping them really enhance and expand access to resources or their environment. All those technologies are consumer friendly, but are they user friendly? And so can they be built with inclusivity and accessibility in mind? And as we're looking at that, we need to see that with all of the AgeTech solutions as well. And so our investments are now crossing over into each of these. So I'm a venture partner with AgeTech Capital, and these are our 4 large buckets for our thesis. And we have empowered health and vitality, and really understanding improving the consumer and the health consumer, health literacy, and taking health and our wellness journey into our own hands. So how are we looking at really empowering individuals to own their data, own the actionable insights, that the data that they have from wearables and from the information that they're finally receiving from their environments? How does it empower you to transform how you age and how you experience wellness? Independent and connected living is another major area for us. How are we keeping people home longer and independent wherever their home may be, and how we can connect the environment to resources and to support, and that's also within senior living environments. Financial well-being, as I said before, is so important, looking at retirement planning and saving, and how are we looking at living longer with wealth enough to be able to support the needs that we have as we age. And caregiving 2.0, we know that caregiving, there's a shortage. We know we need more than ever to care for those in our community at large, our families, our loved ones, our friends, those solo agers who have no one. So how are we supporting caregiving just as an economy of itself? The caregiving economy is a huge one. And so some of the technologies that we have invested in, and we're early yet, we've still only done some SPVs because we're still working on the fund, but Function Health, you may have heard of, really personalized medicine, full body scanning, allowing you to act proactively on your longevity journey. Lifestyle RX is an example of diabetes management, and it's a spin-off from Y Combinator. If you've seen any of the accelerator programs, Y Combinator is one of the most known, and this one is a diabetes remission program that's digitalized. And Get Set Up, some of you have heard, I'm sure, because they have made it into senior living, and we're looking at this as being lifelong learning, AgeTech for older adults, sharing knowledge with each other of passionate things that they know and they are wise about and can share, and also improving digital literacy so people can understand the technologies that are coming to them and being deployed in senior living, as well as just they're purchasing on their own and having a better awareness and understanding of that technology. We know independent living is so important, so we invested in Lotus. I'll explain a little bit more about them, but they have a smart ring that allows you to access the environmental controls just with a simple gesture of your hand. And Aloe Health helps with connected living, ambient fall detection, and really prediction and movement within the environment. Financial well-being, reverse mortgages are just outdated. The process of getting access to them is just really, really slow and arduous, and this is a digitalized approach to reverse mortgage and home equity access. Trust and will. We all struggle with looking at our estate planning and finding the documents, finding the process at really every age as we start to look, whether we're helping someone with their estate planning or doing it ourselves. And looking at this transformative way through trust and will has been really wonderful to be able to digitalize the process. I'm sure all of you at some point either have or will face that crisis moment with someone as you need to help them find documents while they're maybe not able to find their own documents, or they need your support. So where are their leases, their mortgages? Where are the passwords to all of the accounts that they have? Where is their advance directive? Where is their healthcare proxy? And so Presidio is a secure digital vault for family records. There's a lot of decentralized families and support now. So where can you centralize the documents in a vault that allows you to bring access and resources to people all in one location in a secure area? So we invested in Presidio. And Aloe Health, again, caregiving 2.0 is so important, and we'll get there with some of the companies even just here today. But caregiving is vitally important to capture the data and act proactively to make the right decisions at the right time. And anything we can do within the environment or within the workplace to be able to really act on the data that we're receiving is so important. So we know not everyone can be a part of a fund. And SLIF wanted to make sure that we're really looking at not only where the money is going, but where's the money coming from? And so we certainly have a lot more AgeTech funds, but AgeTech Capital and AARP's, our AgeTech Collaborative, we recently launched this angel investor network. And this is called AgeTech Investor Network, and several of the people here today are just individual investors interested in seeing fun and exciting startups at their early stage, investing individually in the startups where you may not otherwise be able to invest. because maybe you're not a part of a fund. And so this is the ability to look at things early, take early bets, and invest with us at an angel level. These are two examples within the ecosystem of that angel investor network. So Lotus, you'll be seeing more of them publicly soon. I can't say how or why, but you'll just turn on the TV and see them very soon, which is very exciting, because it's just a wearable ring that controls objects in the home just with a simple gesture and with pointing. There's no app, there's no Wi-Fi required, there's no major installation, and you can use it anywhere. Talk about accessibility. When you can bring your accessibility with you instead of needing to be stuck in one built environment. That's the type of things we want to invest in. And so Lotus is one of the angel investment group startups that we put onto the platform for ATIN, which is the Angel Investor Network. Hibiscus Health is also in the ecosystem for AARP's AgeTech Collaborative, bringing also to the Angel Investor Network. It's an AI-powered facial scan of the blood flow. It has already tested, tried and true technology licensed within it. But I don't know about you, I somewhat like early detection for all of us as caregivers. But personally, if you want me to wear something that says I didn't sleep well last night, I already know I didn't sleep well last night. And if you don't do something to help me sleep better tonight, I'm not interested in wearing your device. And so the beauty of some of these technologies is not just early detection of diabetes or hypertension with Hibiscus, which is, its accuracy is very good. But if I am knowing that I'm in a pre-diabetic condition, what can I do about that? And how can I wrap around true AI? We keep talking about AI, but what does it mean tangibly? Well, if I can go into Hibiscus and know that I'm in a pre-diabetic state, but don't know what to do with that, I now am able to say what my food preferences are, dietary restrictions are, cultural preferences of food are, be paired with nutritional recommendations, be referred to a registered dietitian for an immediate televisit with a registered dietitian, and you can have true referrals into the proper care network that you need, but also with the use of AI, now have prediction of what recipes I may like. The meal planning, put some recipes into my app and say, would you like me to help you get the shopping list for this? And for the shopping list, would you like me to put it into your Instacart and have it delivered to you? A full circle, full service AI platform that allows for nutritional support of diabetes management. And that's not, to me, just early detection, but now actually supporting behavior change. And that's the type of things we're seeing money go into and invest. I think you've seen Sword Health before, but we're not just seeing early stage. I've been doing this for 25 years when, again, it was FinTech, PropTech, Health Tech, and now it's all under AgeTech. And Sword Health, I did the first pilot in senior care. And it was within Genesis, when I had the role at Genesis of head of global innovation, we did the pilot for musculoskeletal remote virtual therapy. I'm an occupational therapist. We extended the reach of our skills by adding these virtual components. And now they've had $325 million in investment, and their valuation is over $3 billion. So we're seeing things early, and it's not just things that are going to happen, it's happening and making impact now. The money's finally waking up. You might have seen Alan Patrikoff and I last year. We did the fireside chat about primetime partners and the investment in AgeTech. These are all AgeTech investors that are specifically focused on bringing money to this market. And it's really important that we see that there is not just a focus, but Sand Hill Road is finally looking. The money is actually waking up. We're looking at Andreessen, we're looking at Khosla, and they're backing technologies that are actually coming to our doorstep for the first time. And we need to look at this transformative funding and look at the people we just saw in the room. If you haven't seen them yet, these people are here. They just raised all of this money, $43 million for TSO Life. You saw George this morning, $43 million, now over $100 million into Safely You. And we're finally seeing technologies in this space receive capital. Now, to all those who are bootstrapped, self-funded, and been for 10 years collecting data and building with, not just for, our industry, they are the people who are making a difference right now, and they are not capitalized like this. However, we want to see the shift of venture capital come and look at this space because aging is the gold rush that our back is turned to. We need to come and look at where we can infuse capital to extend and expand our solutions so they reach more lives. We are always asked, why now? Also, why are we investing so much money in solutions that are quite similar or solving similar problems? You may not know how to compare them as a provider. But the why now is that, without question, AI is revolutionizing what we build and how we bring it to market. Especially when you layer natural language processing, we're now at the point where it's not care at the point of crisis. It's care at the point of signal. We really can look at adding in layers of social awareness, engagement, all of the other metrics of all of the integrated technologies and make decisions that are not just medically sound, but actually socially responsible. We're seeing wearables and smart room technologies really enhance how we can provide that point of signal to notice cognitive decline, dehydration, physical changes and movement changes and behavior changes that may be a fall risk. It's not just a gadget, it's actually an alerting and awareness system, a platform that we can act differently now than ever before. We're looking at digital biomarkers like voice and movement and facial expression, and we're going to add this intuitively into our care planning now. We have this available to us. So we're at this intersection of where the capital is and the demographic shift is, and we're standing at this crossroad. We are here, we are ready to invest with purpose and not just promise. We should be building with the caregivers and with the residents, not just for them. And I truly believe investment right now is inclusive, AI-powered, and age-forward. I really hate the term silver tsunami. It's so negative. I think it's very ageist. But I really believe that this isn't about chasing the silver tsunami. It's really about riding that longevity wave with purpose, with capital, and with courage. And I think we should really, truly fund the future together, that future that we want to age into. The future of age tech is here, and the only question is really, are we? And so I'll be here, and I'm so excited for all of you. If you have any other questions on the venture capital world or investment in the solutions that you're building, I'll happily take them later. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarah.